It is a cold day here in the mountains of southern Appalachia. It was about 14 when we first got up this morning. This is about midday. We just had dinner and it's up in the upper 20s now. We've come down here to get a load of wood to replenish the wood pile. Still got plenty of wood as far as for the next few days, but we keep hearing that we might get some snow, so we definitely want to get some in before that, in case it actually happens. I say any more that I won't believe it till I see it on the ground, but I'm hoping for that big snow. So we've come down. Matt's already over there kind of sorting stuff out. We've got the wood splitter. Hopefully it won't take us too much time. He can split and I can throw it in the truck, and before you know it, we'll be back warm sitting around the wood stove. As cold as it is, Matt's been moving that wood around. He's already had to shed a layer, so he's taking that off. I may need to put that layer back on me.
I'll give it to you if you want it.
Well, we'll see. Maybe when you get going and I start throwing stuff, I'll get warm too. Although the sun is at least shining down here.
Should build our house right here.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like our goat bluff. And then where would we grow corn?
Up there.
There ain't no sun. I think we'll just have to stick with what we got at this late date.
Yeah, I ain't got it in me to move.
No, me neither.
Are you ready to fire?
We're ready. Well, Matt thinks we got a truck full. I guess he's right. It's a little truck we can't haul, but you don't want to break the truck down, haul it so much.
Preschool springs on it.
Preschool springs. That's quite a bit, though.
That's a dandy machine.
Works great, don't it? Makes short work of it.
A little quicker than the Go Devil like it used to always be.
Yeah.
I still like one of them. I hit a lick or two at it once in a while.
Yeah.
Especially this wood that's froze because it's bust easy. What was that? There's meaty.
That's what I was going to say. Sounds thick or something, or...
Hurt. Right on my toenail. I'm going to let it whip me. Oh, it gives against that time.
What do people say? You're getting the milk now or something?
Give it milk.
Give it milk now.
To hit that lid. I think that mashed my toenail to feel it bleeding.
Uh-oh.
There, that handle's hollow. You turn it right side up, it'll rain it full and it'll freeze and bust it.
Oh, yeah. It's not supposed to be, the bottom's broke or something?
No,
it's supposed to be. Oh, they make it like that.
I always turned it upside down. That way can't get no water in.
Yeah. I couldn't resist coming to look at the creek, see if there's any ice. Some ice over there on that side. Look at those beautiful icicles over there. Isn't that unique how they formed, dripping under that log? Look at these laurel leaves. They're all opened up because of the sunshine down here. I had to take Granny to the doctor really early this morning just for a little checkup, and they were so tight around her house. They look like cigars. They are a great indicator of how cold it is, and then once it begins to warm up in the sunshine, or as the day, gets warmer throughout the day, they open back up. Tomorrow morning, they'll be closed up like that again. We have been having flurries for several days, so there's a little, you can see where they've piled up in the back of this trailer. I'm hoping for a lot more than that, though. You can see how cold it's been, how the frost has come out of the earth in those pieces like that. Isn't that amazing? So lovely, fragile. When I was a girl, I liked to find this stuff and stomp on it because it's very brittle, as you can see. Isn't it lovely, though? Look at that. So pretty, but so fragile. When I took Granny to the doctor this morning, I noticed it, but then I didn't say nothing to her. But when we got there, she said, "Look at your car." Had all these little designs. I said, "It's like Jack Frost painted us a picture, isn't it?" And then when we come out, though, the car been sitting in the sunshine. I said, "Jack Frost his little painting's gone." Isn't that beautiful, though? Back here on the north side of the house, back in the back, on the north side of the mountain where we live, this will, on cold days like this will stay all day long. It won't thaw. It's probably been here 3 or 4 days already, if not a week. It's just amazing how the moisture comes out of the earth and shoots up like that. You can hear the crunch. That's why it's wonderful for kids to stomp on, or at least we thought it was when I was a girl. Here's more of the little snow that we've been getting. It's kind of like somebody took a sifter and just sifted it in different little places where it hung on in these little leaves, and like down there in the back of the trailer. It's so pretty. I guess instead of playing, though, I better go help Matt carry in all the wood. Well, we worked so hard, I'm not sure we should sit by the wood stove, but here we are.
That's what it's for.
I know, but are you warm?
Yeah, I'm on.
I am too. We got us some hot chocolate, though.
Was that in mine?
Mm-hmm. You got a buddy behind you.
Yeah, I'm probably about to get biffed in the back of the head.
Probably. Well, at least we got some wood in. By the time you see this, we'll know whether or not we got some snow. But
oh boy.
You like that?
Gosh, yeah.
A very nice subscriber sent Matt some hot chocolate.
What is that?
That's caramel.
My
caramel
goodness.
Something, I can't remember.
Well, I sure like it. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, we're hoping that tomorrow, I'm hoping that we get some snow. But we don't know. If you watch the weather, it's this person says this and this person says that, and you don't ever know till it actually happens. There's the old saying about a man had a rock that could tell the weather. Always was 100% right. And why is Binks? Binks is getting in a plastic bag over there. Not sure what he's doing. But it was 100% right, because all he had to do was go outside, and if the rock was dry, then it wasn't raining, and if it was wet, then it was forecast rain. It was always right. So I guess if it had snow on it, if our
It'd be
rocks
white.
have snow on it tomorrow, we would know for sure that it's going to snow. So maybe we'll get some.
I did have thought that if it does snow enough and you're bound and determined to sled, you can sled in that jet sled that I bought.
You bought a sled?
A jet sled.
What's
For
that?
the woods.
Oh, to haul your deer out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it don't. I mean, it works great, but it's not all that good for mountainous areas.
So my fear has been if it does, since we've teased so much about sledding, which I really do plan to sled if it snows enough to sled. Usually when we're going to get a big snow, we get about an inch, so that's probably what it'll be, and that's not really good for sledding.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been thinking the whole time, our sleds, I can see them up there, they're about 15 years old, more than that, 20 years old, something, more than that. So I'll probably sit down in them and they'll just crumble. You know, because it's been a long time since Katie and Corey used them.
You can see daylight through the bottom of one of them.
Yeah, they're just plastic, cheap sleds anyway. But yes, good. So you've saved me on that, so that if it does come a big snow and I get to sled and mine crumbles, I'll use your deer thing.
We'll put Binks in it with you.
Yeah,
Send you down the hill.
that'd be fun. I'd like to put Ira in it with me.
Not on this hill, you won't.
Oh no, not on. I wouldn't take him down this hill, but like at Granny's, you know, her little hill in her yard.
It'd probably go crazy over that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. So lots of people around us, though, have already been getting snow, you know, up further north than us and higher elevations. So already people have been sending me pictures and telling me about their big snows and the really cold temperatures they've had. We've had the cold temperatures, we've just not had any snow. Except the little flurries here and there. But
Maybe we'll get one.
I hope so. I do feel bad for people that have to get out and work in it, though, you know. And I was talking to my nephew this week, and he's in New Hampshire. And I was telling him, you know, I guess he'd heard already that we might get snow. And I said, oh, I'm hoping for a big one. And he said, well, you can have it. He said, if you had it all the time, you get sick of it. And I said, I know, I really would. I'm sure I'd get sick of it. But since we don't have it very often, it's like I guess a novelty. And it's so pretty. And in a place like this where you don't get much snow, everything kind of shuts down. So like if you were in school, you knew you was going to get out of school. You know, a lot of places close, businesses will close and things like that. So kind of that makes it, you know, feel like a vacation too. But, you know, I guess we sound like those old people, but I'll say it is that it seems like it used to snow more than it does now. But
We are them old people.
we are those old people.
Just about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. And if we do get snow, by the time you watch this, if we did get snow, we will certainly either take a walk in it, or if I get to sled, he says he'll film me right to the ER.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Go ahead and give me your debit card.
Yeah.
That way we'll have that get it on file.
Yeah. But hopefully it'll be enough. At least we can go out and just enjoy it and take a walk and look. And I'd love to have a big 8-inch snow, though, that was really good for sledding. Mm-hmm. Like I said, most of the time when they say we're going to get a big snow, it's like an inch. So we'll just have to wait and see. And a lot of times when they say it's not going to snow is when it does. So we'll just have to wait on that. One thing, though, we've been really sad about, and I'm sure all of you have too, because we have a lot of people in California that are viewers, and we're so sorry about the fires. It's just the scariest, terriblest thing.
Yeah, it'd be horrifying.
I can't even imagine. I mean, it's just horrible. Horrible. And I'm just so sorry. And what was that?
A cat.
Oh, I thought it sounded like it was outside.
No, he's
But
climbing up to his perch on top of the freezer.
we've been praying, and we'll continue to pray, and it's just devastating. I just can't even fathom it. A fire like that.
I heard seen something on there where there was like 100-mile-an-hour winds
Yeah,
that was
that's-
fueling it and blowing it all over the place. My gosh, I mean, that'd be hard to get away from.
I think that's the bad part is those terrible winds just whipping it, and like you said, you can't really, I mean, it's just like an inferno, I guess. I can't imagine, but we're so sorry, and pray and hope that none of you, all of you who watch us from California, maybe it's not in your area, we don't know. Of course, we've never been to California, but I know it's a really big state, but I'm so sorry for the people that's right in the middle of all that. I can't imagine how scary, terrifying it would be. So we'll continue to pray for everyone there. It does feel good to get the wood in, though.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot, but it's enough to get us a week or so.
Sometimes if we did get a snow, like an 8-inch snow or something like that, often the power would go off, so that was one reason. Of course, even without the snow, it's cold, we need the wood, but I guess you feel like you're a little more prepared.
Yeah, I don't rest good if ain't no wood in here in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Not, you know, not that it's that big of a necessity anymore, but, you know, if power goes off, we wouldn't have any heat. And as long as we got wood, we will. We can cook on it if we have to. And you get it chunked up and get it rolling real good, it'll heat the whole upstairs, it'll heat the whole house.
And during the winter, the cold days, I mean, like we've had this winter, the weather we've had, Matt keeps the fire going all the time.
I just like to fool the fire. I enjoy splitting it, and I like
it
starting it, and I like smelling wood smoke and listening to it pop, and I like to cook on it.
And it heats our whole house, so it's wonderful for the heat. We really love it.
Just can't beat it.
Now, a lot of people would be not like us. They'd already have it all stacked and nice. And we're not those people, though. We never have been. Maybe we'll get there someday. You think so?
We're going to have to, because I ain't going to be able to live for myself if I get too old for it and get it done at least one good full season correctly as it should be.
Yeah, we've never been those people.
Yeah.
Daddy told me his family wasn't either. He said we always somebody just had to go to the wood pile every day and chop wood. But maybe we'll get there someday. A shed would help with that.
It's coming.
Yeah, so we'll see. But what we've done is kept us warm for many years. It's just, it'd be more, like Matt said, you wouldn't be out on a cold day like today chopping wood. You'd already have it all stacked up nice and dry and in the...
Instead of getting wood, I'd be sitting upstairs in the heat eating some of that orange bread.
Yeah, watching Gunsmoke.
Watching Gunsmoke, yeah. Helping old Festus fight off the outlaws.
Yeah, good old Festus. He's a good one, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
We used to, or when we worked at the college, is where it was at. I started to say we used to work somewhere, but y'all know we worked at the college. There was a lady there that would tease Matt about being Matt Dillon. Matthew. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I've forgotten it, but I remember it now.
I don't know. I like Chester, but I like Festus. I like both of them.
I like Doc, too.
Oh, yeah. He's the best.
He's got a fuse about that long.
Yeah. Something about Doc reminds me of Papa Tony.
That's what it is.
That part, the fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's good.
It is good.
I like it. Did you get the same thing?
Yeah, it's all. I just split a pack between us.
Well, I like that.
Yeah. All those old shows like that, of course we like them, the westerns, but they're all, you know, there's a whatever turmoil, it's all wrapped up, neatly fixed by the end of the show. That's how you like for it all.
It has to be, or there wouldn't be a show next to it.
Yeah, you got to be tied up and all that, yeah. And how long did that show run, like Gunsmoke?
About 20 years. About 20 years, I think. I think it was like 55 to 75.
Long enough for Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty to get old, looking old on some of them.
One more fine show.
Yeah. And we watch it. We was talking about it last night because Corey has been watching it. I mean, she's watched it all her life with us, but she's been watching it just at her house. And she said, I've seen them before, but I just get sucked into every episode. I said, I know. I said, same way for me. And then she said, think about it. Pap and Granny probably seen every one of them 8 times, and they still watched them. I said, I know.
Well, it's a good alternative to what's on now. You know, it's good and clean, and it represent values all the way through it, how things used to be, and it's not exactly that way anymore. And myself, I'm just kind of drawn to that because there is nothing like that now that's new stuff. There just is nothing.
Yeah.
And that just kind of draws me to it, and it's just kind of a way to stick it to them, to me, to watch that and almost nothing else other than a little bit of YouTube hunting stuff, you know.
Yeah, we watch a lot of YouTube.
There is no kind of mainstream TV gets watched here.
And we watch the old shows like Matlock and
Yeah.
Recently when we were sick, it's funny, y'all have to tell us what you do when you're sick. Like when I was sick when I was little, Granny always, whoever was sick, she would make them a place on the couch, and what you got fed when you were sick was chocolate milk and cinnamon toast. So that's what makes me think of if I'm sick, that's what I want, chocolate milk and cinnamon toast, especially the toast part. But, and you got to watch TV. And in those days, of course, we didn't have many, you know, we had 2 channels on a lucky day, and there wasn't much to watch, but you got to pick what you wanted to watch. All that. But, I guess if Matt's sick, he drinks the hot tea. That's what did you do that when you was young, though? What did you do when you was young?
I don't remember. I don't reckon I didn't drink anything. I just took, if we had any kind of medicine, I'd
orange
take that.
Juice or something?
Yeah, orange juice or whatever.
Yeah. Got to do that if you have the sore throat, like gargle with salt water, we would do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I'm sick, I don't know why, the last, what would that be? That's another show that's been on a long time too, though, NCIS.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why when I'm sick, that's what I find myself watching. If I'm, you know, if I'm really sick, sometimes I'd stay in the living room like that too, still on the couch. But this last time, of course, thinking that I didn't want to be around Ira, I was trying to stay away from him, I stayed in our bedroom. And we have a TV back there, but we never watch it unless you're sick. It's about the only time. But I found myself watching NCIS over and over. And again, we've seen all the episodes and all the different characters over the years, but that's what I ended up watching. I don't know, it's just something to make your brain turn off or something.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I'm about to get climbed and bit right here.
Well,
Looks
Mary,
like
you
you are.
won. One of us is going to, probably.
Yep,
Yeah, me. No, Binks, don't scratch me. He's just playing. But he's going to get my
Gets pretty wild.
shoestrings now. Yeah. He loves the wood stove. Let me get my hot chocolate. Matt's talking about him being up there on the freezer. There's a suitcase up there in a plastic bag, and he gets on top of it, I guess because the heat up there and because he feels protected, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's his little place. The crazy thing is the bag that it's in is black, and he's blind. You can't see him unless he opens his eyes, his big yellow eyes, and you still can't hardly see him.
Yeah, I can't. He normally don't have nothing to do with me, so it must just be the smell of the hot chocolate. He likes Matt and Katie. He sits on Katie's bench when she's working, so he's right there in her face the whole time she's working on jewelry.
Lucky cat, he picked the right house,
Yeah.
apparently. We got it made now.
We do get a big snow. I could make some snow cream. Did you used to do that?
I remember eating it, but I don't never remember making it. I mean, I didn't remember it was with people that would make it, and I did, and I liked it, but I don't think we ever made it.
We would make it. Granny would make us some, and we'd usually sit in front of the, Granny and Papa always had those, like it was an oil heater, but it blew, you know, with big blowers. We'd sit in front of the heater and eat the snow cream after sledding, you know, if it was a snow big enough that we could have went sledding. Matt and I were talking about it, was that last night or this morning, about playing in the snow when you was little, because we don't get snow much. Most people didn't have, like, you know, thermal stuff and gloves and all that, snowsuits or anything. and how we would put socks on our hands for gloves and bread bags, either over or under the socks. It's supposed to keep you wet, from getting wet, and then keep you warmer. Put them on your feet.
Yeah, I put bread bags on over my socks because I knew my whatever shoes I had was going to soak right through.
Usually just tennis shoes, wearing tennis shoes. So if it was a big snow, just 3 or 4 steps and your feet's wet.
Right.
But yeah, we'd sled till we couldn't stand it no more, and then we'd come back in and warm and then go back out.
It was in the pre-Gore-Tex days. And we wouldn't have had any Gore-Tex anyway. If we had it, we wouldn't have had none in it.
No, we wouldn't have either. And when me and Matt was first married, he had a leftover, and I don't know how you ever fit into that. You must not have that Lowe's coverall thing.
I did too.
Did you? I don't know how.
I was a little smaller at one point.
Well, anyway, left over from his Lowe's day, so it was a set of insulated, is that what you call them, coveralls?
Yeah.
And if I've still got them somewhere, I don't know if I do or not, but that's what I always wore. I'd have to roll up the legs of them 4 or 5 times, but...
Yeah, I've not seen those things in years. You may have thrown them away.
I might have got rid of them. If they're here, they're in the top of the coat closet in the hallway, but I don't know if they're there or not. Anyway, that's what I would wear. The year before we had Corey and Katie, it snowed a lot that year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it did.
So maybe it's time to get back into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny how snow, that was a good example of that. One of the times I was working at the Lee Company then, and so I didn't go to work because it was just so bad. There was, the roads, the secondary roads were still real bad and all that, and it's like 8 or 9 inches of snow, I can't remember. And then when I did get, it all went away. That's another thing, it doesn't last long here, and then it'll go away. But when I went back to work, then they were like, well, how much, we got about 1 inch. What did you get? And I was like, what? We got like... So it's funny how even in a small distance of area, the snow can be different. So, but I always remember that and I thought, well, because I hadn't been working there too long, I thought, well, they probably think I was making that up, but I wasn't. It was true. It was really that much in Brasstown. It's just like, I guess, same way that a storm can be bad in one place and not in another.
Yeah, it can be nervous.
He's making you nervous.
Yeah, I think he's going to go over and get up.
He's done investigated and realized nobody wouldn't give him no hot chocolate. I don't think the cold's supposed to let up, is it? I think it's supposed to stay cold this week too.
I think so. May have to split some wood again in about a week.
Split some more, yeah. If the cold weather like that continues, you may not have to worry about if we get the shed built. Of course, we've got to get the wood off the garden before garden time. So we're hopeful if we could get the shed built, then Matt could split it and just start stacking it in there. But we may use it all.
May do that.
We may use it all. We may not have to worry about that part. I guess you're starting to think about supper.
I'm hungry.
I started bringing you some cheese crackers down here with the hot chocolate, but I didn't.
About to come unfed once again. As usual.
You need another one of those wonderful hot dogs from Mark Adams.
Yeah. I like that. That's the best hot dog ever.
They're really, really good. Yeah, really good. If you go there, tell them we sent you. Yeah, they're such nice people too.
They are fantastic people.
And they've got other stuff that's good too. I mean, not everything we've got there that's good is really good, but
yeah, they've got chicken and pork and beef and lamb and all manner of stuff.
Yeah.
You ever eat any lamb?
No, I don't think I have.
I have.
Can you like it?
Yeah, it's different, but I liked it. Of course, I like most anything.
Yeah.
Ain't a whole lot of stuff I don't like to eat, but that's a little different. Something to get used to, but I enjoyed it.
I'd like to try
I doubt
it.
that you would.
Well, it may be one of those things. It depends on who cooks it. I mean, if you hadn't experienced cooking it, did you cook it or did you eat it somewhere?
Mama cooked it.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah,
I remember her making. I mean, I don't remember eating it, but I remember her talking about making it.
It was lamb chops, and I don't remember. It's gosh, years ago. But everything she had with it was real good, and I was thinking leading up to it, I don't know about this, but once I got to eating it, I liked it. Of course, I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't tell her you didn't know about this?
Yeah, you don't tell Mama, I don't know if I want to eat that stuff or not. You just eat it and smile and like it. Yeah. But I did like it.
Miss Cindy was a good cook for some stuff. It wasn't that it was that she was a good cook, but she never made nothing the same twice. So she might make something. She loved to experiment.
She was like a scientist in a laboratory.
And her experimentation sometimes went awry when it comes to food. Yeah. And so you might have something that was delicious that she made, but then the next thing you'd think, oh boy, and then you'd be like, well, I tried some different things this time.
Yeah, every time she said that, when she come over here with a pot, you thought, oh my goodness, what did she do?
She made the best ham, though. She could make good potato salad. Her potato salad was always good. Good bread. She made the Chex Mix at Christmas. That was good. I mean, she made a lot of things that was good.
She used to make a homemade salad dressing that was real good. And she didn't, I don't reckon she had a recipe, and I never did figure out how she made it, and I wish now that I had, because I really liked it.
I think that somewhere we have it wrote down,
really?
Maybe. Now, it may not be that one that she made in, more recent years. It may be one from a long time ago, but I remember seeing her handwriting in one of my books that I've made where I've pasted stuff.
15, 20 years ago, she made it, and it literally had shredded cheese in the dressing. Do you remember eating that?
I don't know, maybe.
And I like that stuff. But in later years, up close before she died, she never made it anymore that I know of.
She ate a lot of salads. She practically lived on them probably the last 3 or 4 years of her life.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was good. There was a spell. She was so kind, just trying to help when me and Matt both was still working, and the girls was in high school, I guess. And so she wanted to help. This was not long after she'd moved out here, and she wanted to bring us supper one day a week, which was so nice. But again, sometimes it was really, really good, and sometimes it wasn't so good when she'd been experimenting with whatever it was.
Yep.
She even would experiment with making jellies and pickles and stuff. You think, well, it's just just make the blackberry jelly, but she'd want to do all this different stuff to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back years and years ago, when I was younger, she was a good cook, and she cooked even with her experimentation. It always turned out pretty good, but as she got older, it got a little out there, a little crazy.
She enjoyed cooking, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And she really enjoyed the experimentation part.
Yeah.
She liked that, mixing stuff together.
She was a little bit like one of your daughters is. She felt she didn't like to be confined by a recipe. A recipe kind of made her claustrophobic. Yeah. She wanted to do what she wanted to do, and sometimes it was good and sometimes it wasn't.
Right, exactly. Yeah, where I'm just the opposite. I'm like, okay, I made macaroni and cheese the way I make it. Matt loves it. I love it. Why would I ever try something different? That don't even enter my mind. It's not that I'd be mad at somebody that did try something different. It's just that I'm like, well, that's how we like it, so I'm just going to always make it like that.
Speaking of that.
You like some macaroni and cheese?
It's probably been 2 years since you made that.
It's been a while. I don't know if it's been 2 years, but it's been a while.
I think it's been at least 2 years.
Well,
my internal foodie clock says that it's been 2 years. Okay. And boy, that stuff's good.
It is good, yeah. It's really good.
Put up alongside some mashed taters and meatloaf or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Mighty good.
Now, Katie cooked us supper one night this week. And
she did.
She made, and of course she's making it to where she could eat it too without the stuff that we would use, like she couldn't eat the macaroni and cheese, of course. But she made meatloaf, and she made vegetables, she make a baked potato, or what was it? What did we eat with that?
Potato.
Seems like she made something else.
We was going to do mashed potatoes, but we didn't have enough potatoes big
Oh yeah,
enough to
and
make
so
them.
it's baked potato and like steamed vegetables and meatloaf. And then she made a peach, and was it just a peach pie, or was there something else in it?
No, it's just peach.
Yeah, and it was really good,
Yeah,
all of it. And
all of it
she
was.
couldn't eat the pie either because of the crust, but it was all good.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, it was really good though. So it was very nice of her to do that. It was good. The meatloaf was really good.
Ain't they some eat left?
I don't know. Katie may eat it.
She may have.
Been so restricted by what she can eat because she's nursing the baby, and it's the baby that has allergies, not Katie. That she ends up eating. She may eat a steak or a meatloaf or something like that for breakfast, just
Yeah.
because something hearty, you know. Nursing takes so much out of you anyway, and then being limited on what you can eat. But yeah, it was really good. But I do like macaroni with meatloaf, macaroni and cheese.
Oh yeah, yeah. All that talk. It's time to go do something.
Time to go.
My belly is about to protest.
Well, we're glad you come along with us today. We're always grateful when you do, when you come by to help us celebrate Appalachia. I hope that we'll share some snowy scenes next week, but we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, when y'all watch this, you'll already know whether we did or not. I'm in anticipation of snow, but I never believe it till I actually see it. So we'll see about that, but we're always grateful when you stop by to celebrate Appalachia with us, whether we got snow or not. 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Day's got away again.
Yeah, we got a lot done though. We took Granny to the doctor. You babysit. Got the wood in.
Yeah, I mesmerized that big boy. Put him to sleep.
You did. It was really sweet of you.
Burnt that up pretty quick.
Papa can handle him.
Sometimes. Sometimes he don't want nothing to do with me.
Well, most of the time he just wants his mama. He's very attached, which is the way it should be.
Velcro baby.
Velcro baby.
Ain't that what they call that?
Yeah. Yeah. Velcro baby.
You can literally see the pitch in that.
Why does it smell so good?
That's the best piece of
So clean and
rich
fresh.
pine that I have ever had my hands on.
Mm.
It's going to be a shame when it's gone. What I should do is put it up and don't be using it down here. I should be saving that for keeping my stuff going in the woods.
I think maybe
Because it's
before
so good.
long we can go on a trip and look for some more. I mean, that was, somebody sent you that, right?
Yeah,
From Alabama?
from Alabama.
Yeah.
And he sent me like a little chunk of it, a little piece of the whole piece of the tree, which was very nice. And I think he said he had the whole rest of it, and I forget how long. He'd been burning on it for a long time, and it probably last him from now on.
That's great.
It's the best piece of wood I've had a hold of. We find it around here, but I've never. I mean,
Not like
I can
that,
go
yeah.
find it
Yeah.
in 30 minutes, but I've never found any that good.
I think about finding it. I can't never think about that without remembering that G.W. Newton writing that story about his mother crawling under the old cabin to get it because it had been sitting on those big pines.
On their house beams was pine in it. There was rich pine in them, or there's either piers or house beams. I can't remember which.
And she didn't tell his dad. His daddy was kind of a ne'er-do-well, and
Yeah.
so she didn't tell him. So then, if he was there and was willing to work, then he would go. You know, he would bring the wood and the stuff. But she didn't want him to know that she knew where that was at, or then he'd have just said, "Well, you're on your own."
Yeah.
But she saved it for when he was off gallivanting and she didn't have no help. She would go under there and get it, and then that would make her fire starting easy. But she kept it a secret.
Yeah.
And they didn't know about it until years and years later. It was an old, like they'd moved in, it was an old cabin, and they moved into a new house, and then they were going to donate that cabin to some kind of historical place. and they come to take it apart, and then they were like, what would have done this? What would have hacked off places? And then she's like, I did. It was me.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about resilient.
Yeah.
Now that we've worked outside, we've done hot chocolate, and I've sat by the fire, I can go to sleep.
Go ahead.
I can. I got too much to do. Although it's tempting. Don't you think?
Well, if you go to sleep long at this time of day and run you sleep at night, with me, it won't you. You could sleep from right now
Till tomorrow.
and still have trouble getting up tomorrow.
I know, I could. I could.
You're like a vampire or something.
I am. I have to have my sleep. It's restorative. I feel bad for people that have trouble sleeping. That would be miserable.
Yeah.
I can usually lay down and in 30 seconds I'm snoring. So you tell me what the logs are saying. It's John Parrish. You hear it tramping. That means it's tramping snow. Snow's coming. Whispering logs.
Something like this.
Yeah.
I think it's saying macaroni and cheese. Make him some macaroni and cheese.
Maybe. I figure it's saying, you think you're going to get a snow, but you're not. You will wake up and they will have changed the forecast, and you will get maybe a skiff of snow if you're lucky.
Oh, it's aggravating when you've been talking about it for days and you're going to get some, and then right the day before it changes and you get just enough to dust the ground, and 50 miles north of here gets dumped.
Oh yeah,
That
or
happens all the time.
worse than that, we get nothing, and Mississippi or Alabama gets it,
Yeah.
and then Raleigh.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I'm in the mountains.
Right.
What about me?
Right.
That's usually what happens. Be like on the Raleigh on, be like, they got a foot of snow. We're like, what? Snowed in Alabama and Mississippi.
Alright, let's go.
Alright.
I've got lots of highly important, high-level stuff to be doing. You know what I mean? Top secret, big mission stuff.
Sounds pretty important.
Yeah.